the Canadian government is launching a competition to buy a new fleet of 88 fighter jets, and officials confirmed Tuesday they will also be buying an interim fleet of jets from Australia rather than Boeing. Read more: Boeing not backing down on Bombardier trade challenge as Canada pivots on jets. A clause in the announcement indicates if Boeing wants to bid on the competition itself, it better back down in its trade challenge of Bombardier. The announcement, which follows up on a campaign pledge by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to hold a competition to replace Canada's aging CF-18 Hornets, does not exclude Lockheed Martin from submitting a bid for the government to consider its F-35 fighter jet, as had also been promised in the Liberals' 2015 campaign platform. Government officials speaking on background prior to the announcement on Tuesday said no potential bidders are being excluded, but that any firm engaging in activities that hurt Canadian economic interests will be at a steep disadvantage. That aspect of the announcement seems specifically aimed at Boeing, the American aerospace firm that is challenging government subsidies of Bombardier at the U.S. Commerce Department. Watch: Unpacking the Politics, Trade, Fighter Jets and Apologies. Boeing complained about the subsidies after it says Bombardier sold C-Series jets to Delta Airlines at a steep discount, and the U.S. Commerce Department sided with Boeing this fall when it recommended implementing a 300% tariff on the sale. That tariff will not go into place until the U.S. International Trade Tribunal rules on the decision next year. Early in 2016, the government had announced that it would buy sole-sourced interim fighter jets from Boeing to fill what it claimed was a capability gap in allowing the military to meet both its NATO and NORAD commitments at the same time. Air Force officials disputed those claims, saying the military realistically did not need to be able to meet both commitments at the same time. Officials said Tuesday buying the interim jets from Australia will fill that capability gap until a full fleet can be acquired. Read more: Canada scraps Boeing fighter jet deal, will buy used Australian F-18s instead. Documents tabled last month in Parliament state that the government has not yet decided on how many interim jets it will buy from Australia or how much they will cost. However, officials said Tuesday the cost is being estimated at roughly $500 million for the interim replacement, while roughly $15 billion to $19 billion will be set aside for the full competition. A letter outlining the terms is expected to be in the government's hands by the end of December. First up in the process is inviting interested bidders to sign up for what is essentially a list of interested suppliers by February 9, 2018. Firms that do not register by then will not be considered as the competition heads forward. Next, bids will be evaluated on a basis of cost, whether they meet Canada's technical requirements, and what the economic benefits are of the proposal. As part of the latter, an assessment of whether the bidder is causing economic harm to Canada will be considered.